Some of you are frustrated, annoyed, and ready to quit. Not because you don't have a calling, but because you're building things God never told you to build. I understand. But today, I am here to help you, show you what God called you to build with alignment, clarity, and peace, and profit, of course. So let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Noma and I help creatives and entrepreneurs build businesses that aligns with their calling without the burnout, without the hustling, and definitely without losing themselves. If you've been feeling stuck, doubting yourself, this message is definitely for you. Now listen, I understand that we can get sidetracked sometimes, but God's vision, His calling over your life has never left. So let's get into what that assignment may look like. We don't quit what God called us to build out of rebellion. It's usually out of fear, out of exhaustion, or out of, distractions. For example, let's say you saw someone become successful and you're like, okay, let me do it their way. Or maybe you're operating out of survival mode, like, you know what, this is taking too long. I need money right now. Let me push this to the side and get a job. Or maybe you're like, you know what, this didn't work the last time. Maybe this isn't for me. And we assume that God not yet is a no. The truth is, when you step out of what God called you to build, it will be the worst feeling. It is going to leave you restless, uneasy, and it'll have you like, okay, I'm a little bit off. And let me tell you this from someone who has experienced that, and I went back to what God called me to build. It's not a good feeling. So how do you go back to what you're originally called to do? Pay attention to these signs. The first one is that you've been working really, really hard and not seeing any signs of fruit. You're constantly pivoting, but nothing feels fulfilling. Or maybe you are like, you can't get the thought, the idea, the business out of your mind. That's God nudging you, saying, go back to what I called you to build. I know you got sidetracked. I know you've gotten annoyed. You've gotten discouraged, but go back, daughter, son, go back. Okay, so how do you actually return to what God called you to build? Like, how do you actually do this? Well, here are some steps. Number one, you got to get still. God will not override the chaos. He will not speak over your emotion. Ultimately, you can't hear God in chaos. So take time in prayer, in journaling, meditating. Spend some time with Him so that He can download the insights, His ideas, and what He told you before. The second thing, to just let it go. Let go of the pressure, the need to compare yourself to someone else's journey. You guys do not have the same calling. I understand this. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself to someone else's journey. The third thing, steward what's already in your hand. He gave you something already. What are you doing with it? Faith without works is what? Exactly. So you're going to take that small step, whatever it is, whether it's posting that first piece of content, that one piece of content, sending that email, the DM, recording yourself, it doesn't matter. Start small, be consistent, and don't despise the small beginnings. The next one is to stop building from fear or lack. And this, it could be really scary, intimidating, because it's like, I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing. But you do know what you're doing. Trust the process. Trust God, and He will sustain you through it. The next one is to build and not hustle. Remember, you don't have to work 24/7 in order for you to prove yourself. When you go back to what God called you to build, it is a peace that surpasses your own understanding. It won't make sense. The clarity that you receive while you're stepping forward, while you're making moves, even if you've never done it before, even if you it's new territory, this feeling of fresh air, like you just feel so fresh and aligned. The clarity, the peace, things start moving into places. Opportunities are flowing to you. You don't even have to strive. We don't want to strive in this season. We're not hustling. People are coming to you. It is the best feeling to be in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing and allowing God to do the rest. That's alignment. That is peace. And that's the fruit that speaks for itself. Let me leave you with this. God has not forgotten about you, your assignment, your calling. He has not forgotten about what you are supposed to do in this lifetime. Understand that you have a purpose. That is up to you for you to return to what He promised to redeem through you, but you have to take the step. You have to show up consistently despite how you're feeling, what it looks like. I know it may feel uncomfortable and somewhat frustrating, but trust the process. I have testimonies about this particular thing I'm talking about. Let me tell you. If it feels like you messed up or you feel discouraged, know that God can redeem all of it. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are right where you're supposed to be. Now it's time for you to return and let's get going. Let's get it cracking, okay? This message spoke to you. Let me know in the comments. Drop it below. I'm curious. I'm excited for you. And also, if you're ready to start a business God's way with alignment, peace, and profit, check the links below and we can get started together. I'm excited. Talk to you soon.